Yo guys, what's up? Audiente Gaming here, and today we're gonna be watching a Deep of Night run versus Sentient Pest. I was running Recluse just to switch it up today, and just using my magic build, and because I could have used Revenant or Wilder, where I have more specific fire builds for them, but I've always thought that Recluse would be really good for this boss fight simply because she just gets the FP back with her character skill, so you really don't have to worry about bringing in Starlight Shards into the boss fight. But in this, before this boss fight, both my teammates dropped me like, I think it was like 8 or 10 Starlight Shards. I honestly didn't really have any extra money to buy anything else, so I just picked up all the Starlight Shards even though I knew I wasn't going to use them. But if this was Everdark Sentient Pest, I probably would have like dropped them for my team just in case they needed them inside the boss fight. But yeah, with this magic build, I mean, I'm not really boosting any of like my fire incantations or spells, but they still do a pretty good amount of damage. I don't know if this boss is resistant to magic or not, but one of the cool things about the magic spells is that most of them can be casted from mid-range, and you can just kind of like keep doing that while you're circling around the boss, and it usually avoids most of the damage and keeps a good damage output on the boss. Like I was trying to keep the moth away from the big scorpion boss, just because the moth has a tendency of throwing those big clouds of status like poison, rot, and all of that. So one thing that I've learned in this boss fight is that if you're the mid-range character, or if you're a mid-range character, you should just attack the moth in the first phase as quickly as possible, so that you can draw it away from the other one, and then you can have basically 1v1s against the boss fight. It's not too hard to do, but you do need to make contact with the moth early on, so he like targets on you, and then after he's targeted on you, you can just slowly start backing away from the scorpion, so that you eventually get them on different sides of the boss arena, because the boss arena is pretty large, so you can draw them away. And then when it gets to phase 2, they kind of like unite, so you can't really do that anymore. But for that beginning part, it's really useful to draw them away from each other, so it's just an easier fight overall. But yeah, right here, I actually had a scythe that had wraiths while walking, so I put that on my offhand, and I was casting my spells with my main hand. And I don't know what kind of holy resistance this boss has, but the holy wraiths and my Ranker Call spell were doing some pretty good damage from mid-range, and I had Night Invaders on, and I think we did like maybe 3 or 4 of them. So whatever magic spell I was using was going to be boosted by that. But yeah, at this end part, one of my teammates went down, and I was using Shattering Crystal to get him back up, and I only used 3 non-charged versions of the Shattering Crystal to get him up. So I was pretty surprised that I was actually able to get him up that easily with that spell. But yeah, if you guys are looking for a good Night Bear to bring to this boss fight at depth 4, you should really think about Recluse, because you're not going to be dealing those really insane 5,000 damage hits that you can do with Revenant on like a Giant's Flame build. But she will never run out of FP. You can revive your teammates with certain spells really quickly, and she is really fun to play, so I would suggest you try it. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.